Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm gonna take these off because they're glaring so hard right now. Today I thought I would film a little get ready with me. It's my last week before I start classes. Last week, you know what I mean. I start classes next week, so this week I have a little bit of free time to get some things done while my kids are at school. So yeah, today I have a few things that I want to get done, and so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do my makeup so I feel like a human being, and we're gonna chat about things that are coming up and things that have been going on with me, and you know, maybe we can have some discussions. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so go ahead, and if you want to watch me slap some more paint on, then go ahead and stay tuned. And really, what's a Hillary video without some coffee? I have iced coffee right now, and it's giving me life. Okay, so also I wanted to mention that I have a few new products that I've had to replace with my previous products. That either died or I finished. So we'll be talking about that as well. I have a mirror right here in front of me. I'm sorry if you can see it in the corner of the screen. I need it though. Oh. So how are y'all today? How's everything going? How's your week? Today's Thursday for me. It's been really great having the kids in school because I've been able to get so much stuff done and just have some me time before I start school myself. I'm actually really excited about starting school. I'm like a weird nerd, and I thoroughly enjoy college. It's fun for me because I get to learn about so much, and I get to have, I don't know, I feel like such an adult when I go to college. But yeah, so I'm priming my face, and also, okay, so my beauty blender died recently, so I went out and I've heard so many good things about the CHATTY CATHY beauty blenders, and so I went out and I got a pack of 2, and it was like $7, which great deal. And I got it wet, so this is the dry one, this is the wet one, and it feels like very similar to the beauty blender, so I'm really excited to use it today. This is the first time I'm using it, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Also, my tan faded very quickly, as I knew it would, so now I'm just down to my Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation in the shade, what shade is this? I don't know what the shade is, honestly. LN3, I think that's the shade name. I have no idea. So yeah, I'm down to this one, and I really like the finish of it. It's not full coverage by any means. I feel like it's light to medium coverage for me. I don't have a lot of issues on my face. I just, right now, my face is actually acting really good. It's not, there's not a lot of breakouts, there's not a lot of discoloration or redness or anything, so I feel like I can't really speak to its coverage. I mean, for me, it covers my like freckles for the most part. Like, it's not like full coverage, but I have that guy right there. But yeah, it smells so weird. It almost has like a harsh chemical smell to it. I don't know if it's just mine or if that's like that for everyone else that's used this foundation, but I am not a fan of the smell of this. It smells so weird, and the more I use it, the more I feel like it smells strange. I don't know. And usually I buff this foundation in with a brush first, but today I really wanted to test out this beauty sponge, and I'm gonna bring this a little closer. And I really like this foundation. Aside from the smell, I really like the coverage of this foundation for right now, because it's been so stinking hot in Texas, like unbearably hot, to the point where like you walk outside and you're immediately sweating because it's been in like the 100s. Like It's so bad that my daughter hasn't been able, like her class, because they go to recess in the afternoons, or they're supposed to, and since she started school on like what, the 15th, they haven't been able to go outside because it's been that hot. It's been too hot for my kid to play on the playground, if that says anything. But yeah, actually I really like the way that this sponge blended it out, because like this foundation is very like coverage, but it evens out my skin tone, which I really enjoy, and it adds just like a nice like glowy dew, you know? But I really like this sponge. I am a convert. This is amazing. It's very bouncy. It literally feels identical, because I was using the Beauty Blender, like a really crappy Beauty Blender before this. But this one is incredible. I used to love the, what was it? Real Technique sponge a long time ago. Like a long time ago when they first came on the scene, I was obsessed. I felt like they were cheap and they were really comparable to the Beauty Blender, but I think they changed the formula not recently, because this happened for me like a few years ago, but I'm pretty sure they changed the formula on how they made those sponges, because they got more dense and less bouncy when you put water in them. And I was just like, it was so annoying. It felt like I was beating myself on the face with it. So I was like, we're done. All right, now I'm gonna conceal with my Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer and my e.l.f. Camo 16-hour concealer. I've really beaten this guy up because I'm barely getting product out. So yeah, I've just been using that foundation and adding more coverage with my concealer, which has been great because, again, it's been so stinking hot outside. I've just been kind of adding it just under my eyes, kind of letting it set for a second, and then blending it out just in the center of my face, because I really only get redness like right here, and then sometimes around the mouth, depending on how I feel. But yeah. Anyways, how are you guys doing? I have had to declutter a lot of clothes, and I've had to declutter like just stuff that's just making me so mad. Like my kids have too many toys, and we know we have like my son's birthday in August, and then we have like the holidays coming up, and then we also have Christmas, and then my daughter's birthday's right after Christmas. So this is kind of the time that I have found that it's best to go ahead and declutter clothes, because, or yeah, clothes and toys and like shoes and stuff, because after this point it only gets crazier. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and blend out this concealer. I really like a sponge. I am so happy with this. This is great. Also, I like, after I've blended out my concealer with the pointed edge, I'll take the edge or the bottom that I've done my foundation with and kind of blend this concealer out to kind of just make sure everything is blended in and there's no like crazy harsh lines from where the foundation begins and the concealer ends. Oh man, this sponge is incredible. Y'all, on camera it looks kind of weird because that's just how it, I don't know, looks strange. But in real life, this matches me for the most part. I'm gonna add some bronzer, but it matches me pretty well. And everything looks great. I'm concealed, but I'm not masked, if that makes any sense. So I think on my last Get Ready With Me, I was talking about how I wasn't, this is such a Hillary move. I was talking about how I probably wasn't gonna go to nursing school and yada yada yada. Well, I applied because my husband and I had a come to Jesus meeting, is what I like to call it. And he essentially was like, don't worry about us, just apply, we're fine, we'll make it work. If that's something you really want to do, then do it. And I was like, okay. So I applied. I won't find out until like mid-September or end of September, I think is what she said. But yeah, we'll see what happens. This semester is not really nurse related, but it's just basics that I need if I want to eventually get my bachelor's of nursing. So, or just a basic degree. I'm taking intro to chemistry with the lab. I'm taking the second semester portion of US history, and then I'm also taking elementary statistics, which are all classes that I would need if I want to transfer to a university for my bachelor's of nursing eventually, maybe. Or it's just basic classes that I need to get done for my degree. So, and I don't really know. I mean, I have a backup plan if I don't get accepted into nursing, because I'm applying for the spring 2020 semester. So I wouldn't start until then, but I have a backup plan in case it doesn't work out. So there's that, but we'll see what happens. Like, I told my husband, I was just like, you know, if I make it in, I make it in. If I don't, I don't. Like, I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to fret about it. I'm just going to apply and see what happens. And if I don't get in, I'll reapply. And if I don't get in then, like, I'll find something else. But I mean, I love science. I love nursing. I want to do nursing for labor and delivery, or for like a pediatric unit, like work with women and babies. Like, that would be what I would really want to do. But if I don't, I can't change it, so there's no point in fretting about it. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to head and I don't know if actually I want to set this, because normally I spray a hydrating spray on top or underneath my primer, and my face kind of gets, it's kind of not very, it's drying down. That's nice. Oh girl, that's nice. I might set here and there with a few. I might set just like small places here and there, just so I don't look like a sweaty hot mess. So yeah, what about you guys? Y'all work? Are you in college? If so, what classes are you taking? I'm so curious. Also, my allergies have been acting out really bad lately. It's been awful. So if I sniff a lot, I am so sorry. And then I am weird. Okay, so with my makeup, I don't like it to feel tacky, even though I have dry skin. So when I drag my makeup down my neck, I'll also set it. Because, oh my god, there's nothing worse than the feeling of like having really sticky face. I don't know, it just drives me nuts. And then I also touch my face a lot with like my hand or my arm. Like, I just constantly am touching my face, so I don't want it to not only not transfer, but I want it to not be sticky, because that's so gross to me. Now I'm going to bronze and blush and highlight. So freaking close to this bronzer, it's not even funny. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. It's like the never-ending bronzer. And it's such a tiny pan, and I was so cocky about it. I was like, I'm gonna finish this in like a month. There's like no way it'll still be here. And here I am towards the end of August, freaking out that I might not be able to make my deadline for my project pan. It's in my Fun in the Sun project pan collab. And I'm just sitting here being like, please go away. I can see why this foundation was really popular when it first dropped. It's been around for a few years, but I really enjoy the coverage and the finish of this foundation. It's great. It's working well with my concealers and my primer. Like, what am I saying? What? I also like to take a little bit on my chin. Hide that double chin, girl. It's so close, it's not even funny. It's just taunting me at this point. I love this brush for bronzing and, well, blush too. It's a blush brush, the blush brush from Real Techniques, but I also like it for bronzing. It's really great. I really do like this bronzer though. It kind of is like a blushy, it's not orange, but it's not like dark. I don't know. Contour shades really just don't work for my skin tone. They look really muddy and obvious on my skin. So I don't really like to do the cool toned contour shades, like even in the winter time, because I feel it's very obvious on my skin. Also, if any of you ladies know of any project pans coming up for Halloween, please let me know. I am weird and I don't have a Facebook. I deleted mine, I think at the end of last year, beginning of this year. I haven't had a Facebook in a really long time, so I can't join the Pantastic Ladies, I'm pretty sure, Facebook group. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I would love to, but I'm not. I can't. I'm not on Facebook. So, yeah, let me know if y'all know of any like Halloween themed project pans that are starting or going to start soon. I'm a fall baby. I was born in October, so Halloween's like one of my favorite times of year. It's holiday-ish, but it's one of my faves. Fall is my favorite time of the year next to winter. So let me know. I would love to join one. I just don't know. I can't come up with one myself, and I know that there's a few that are out there. I just don't know when they start. So let me know if you know of any. I would love to join. Also, this highlighter is getting really close to being done too. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it like I thought. I mean, I technically already hit goal for my Fun in the Sun project pan by hitting pan on it, but I'm really close to finishing this dude. I don't know if you can understand that. I'm really close to finishing this dude. So, I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I've finished small highlighters before. I had like a deluxe size of Becca's highlighter in Opal, and I finished that last year. And then I can't think if I finished a whole Mary Luminizer, like a full size. I lied. I did that last year too. I love that highlighter. I'm probably gonna repurchase it once all of these are gone. I need to blush. I'm going to take my Franken blush. Anyone else over summer, or is it just me? Like, I only don't really like summer because it's too freaking hot. Also, I don't know. I don't like to be hot. I get very grumpy when I'm hot. So, you know, this heat is not my friend. It literally makes me not want to leave my house because if I'm going to be out in the heat, I would rather be near like a body of water. In the body of water preferably, but yeah. I'm just over it. I'm over this heat. I saw that it was supposed to rain next week and cool it down to like the 80s. And if that's the case, who freaking Ray? I'm so excited for it. I'm so ready for it. I think the face is done for the most part. I don't know. I'm trying to keep it super neutral because today I want to do use my brown shades and do like a pretty neutral eye look and then wear a red lip because I'm just feeling a red lip. And also I need to get some more uses out of my Craving Coral lipstick that's in my lip project pan. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I can't tell. I hate doing brows. Does anyone else hate doing brows? I dread it every single time and I don't know why. Because like when I get it done, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I got my brows done, but I just don't. I hate brows. Like, I know I need them, but I hate them. I don't like to do them. Anyone else? Anyone else? Just me? I don't know. Maybe. So usually when I wear a bold lip and I want that to be the standout feature, I'll do my lips first before I do my eyes, and that's kind of a trick if you didn't already know that. It's helpful, that way you don't go too heavy or too ham on your eyes. That way if you're like fully dedicated to doing a bold lip, you won't overdo it. It's like you're almost like really conscious of like how dark it's getting or how heavy it's getting, that way, like, or if you want a certain color scheme going on, you can kind of match it to that, and it's like a foolproof way to make sure that your eyes will go with your bold lip. And I'm laying with this lip liner, this NYX lip liner in Bloom for my red lip because it's darker and I feel like it doesn't show through the lipstick. Does anyone else listen to podcasts, or is it just me? If so, let me know what podcast you really like. I really love history podcasts, and I also love true crime podcasts, mainly My Favorite Murder because it's the best. I also am obsessed with the history comedy podcast called The Dollop. If you haven't heard of it, you need to check it out if you really like history. It's hilarious. The two guys are on it. My Favorite Murder, you need to check it out. It's great. It's amazing. It's my favorite podcast of all time. Yeah, you need to check it out. And then also, I've really been loving the podcast, This Podcast Will Kill You. Again, I'll put a picture up of their like cover art. It's so good. It has these two women that recently graduated with their doctorates in epidemiology. They're both named Erin, which is hilarious, but they explain diseases and how they have affected us as humans in the history of the earth, and then also how it works in your body and kind of the treatments and like how prevalent it is in the world today. Oh my gosh, it's so good, and they explain it to you in such like a understandable term. Like, I kind of know what they're talking about because I took microbiology last spring, right? No, like the spring before last, sorry. Not this previous one, but the one before that. I had to take it for my degree for nursing. So I kind of know the terminology that they use, but they'll always explain kind of what they're talking about and what it means if they use like a bigger, sciencier term. And they're amazing. They're so funny. And then they make, oh my gosh, it's the cutest. So for every episode, they'll make a cocktail and they name them Quarantinis. Quarantini. Is that not the cutest? And they also make alcohol-free of the same cocktails, and they call them placebo-ritas. Y'all, it does not get any cuter. I will link all these podcasts down below if y'all are curious too, in case y'all can't find them on the podcast app and you're interested. They are so good. I also like another podcast called Last Podcast on the Left, but that one, even for me sometimes, is too gnarly because it's these three dudes, and they also do true crime, but they'll do like conspiracy theories, and they'll do, I don't know, interesting other topics, and sometimes I can listen to them, but sometimes their comedy kind of gets in the way of the storytelling. I don't know. That's just me. Like, my husband is obsessed with it, and he thinks the humor is hilarious because they have really dark humor. And I kind of like it sometimes. It depends on the topic. And we've seen them live, and they're really good. But, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It just depends on my mood, honestly. Because I have a really weird sense of humor, too, sometimes. But, I don't know, like I also get very distracted, and they kind of go off topic a lot, and they'll make a lot of jokes about, not a lot of jokes, but they'll make, you know, some like improv type things on it, and it kind of gets distracting sometimes because my brain will be doing other things and listening to the podcast, and sometimes it just gets so off topic that my brain's like trying to keep up. But they're a pretty good podcast too if you like that, but that's just me. All right, and then I'm going to set my brow bone as I do with my L'Oreal Infallible Shadow in Endless Pearl. But it's so weird. It's so nice that true crime is now like a acceptable form of media now, because it's not like I'm obsessed with murder, or crime for that matter. It's quite the opposite. I'm very fascinated. And I remember growing up, if anyone else remembers this, please comment down below so I'm not the only one. But I remember, because I was a latchkey kid, like through and through latchkey kid. My parents both worked, they were divorced, both of my step parents worked, so I was left home quite a lot. And then I would stay up late. No one was monitoring my TV usage, but I remember staying up late and sometimes like during the weekends, and I would watch Unsolved Mysteries on Lifetime. Does anyone else remember doing that? Oh my God. The music creeped me out every single time. The guy's voice also creeped me out every single time, but it was just so fascinating to learn about. Like, it was just kind of my first taste of, whoa, this world is really messed up. And I feel like the adults in my life were never really like forthright about what was going on, and I always knew that there was, you know, stuff wrong with the world. I was just never told, and they were never like very truthful about what was going on. So I feel like it was my first taste of, wow, this is crazy. This goes on in the world. Like, people actually do this stuff. And I've been fascinated ever since. I'm just taking my bronzer with my fluffy Sigma, what is this? All the writings. I've had this brush for so long. It's the fluffy Sigma brush that's really popular. Y'all know. I don't have to tell y'all. So yeah, I'm just taking this on my crease and then I'm blending it out under my lash line. I kind of just do this really messily. I have to like define, I don't know. There's some people that don't put eyeshadow on their lower lash line and they look amazing. But for me, I have such small eyes. I feel like when I do this and then add like a nude or like a white on my inner rim, that it really opens my eyes up and I don't look so, my eyes don't look so closed. I don't know. And I'll really concentrate the eyeshadow, the dark eyeshadow at least, on just the outer corners and keep the inner corner brighter, and it just opens my eyes up so much more. It's just something that I have learned over the years to do. That's usually why I stick with a certain type of eyeshadow look, because it just works for my eye shape, and then I'll just kind of change up the colors and the way that they're laid out. But the structure of it is very similar in all of my eyeshadow looks because my eye shape. I think I might add a little bit of the Paper Tiger shade because I need to use that as well. I like this Paper Tiger shade. I have a look in mind that I want to do using, I want to use Paper Tiger, and then I also want to add Sleeper by ColourPop. I want to make a look with these two. Doesn't that look so pretty? And it has like subculture vibes. Let me know down below if y'all want to see a look using those two. Totally be happy to do that. But I saw those two together and I was like, oh, that is my crap. I love it. Such good fall vibes, subculture vibes. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. I might add a little bit of Cupcake from Gemini. I'm gonna take this like densely packed fluffy brush and dip it just very slightly into the Cupcake shade, tap off the excess, and put this in my outer crease. Again, it just adds some depth. And I kind of tap it in to my outer V so I don't blend away the pigmentation, and I just kind of leave it there very closely to that outer V. It doesn't stray. This shade does not like to play very well with other shadows that's not in this palette. It's one of my biggest gripes with this. It's definitely, this palette is definitely one of those like one shade smoky looks with maybe a little bit of shimmer on the lid or something, like very minimal. Like you cannot layer this shade, these shadows. They will patch up really quickly, at least for me, because I've had this for over a year now, and I've just noticed that, like, if you see, like, it's fine because I'm not really going anywhere, so for me it's like whatever, but it just drives me crazy because like if I wanted to use this in like a really beautiful multi-dimensional matte look, I can't do that because it doesn't like to play very well with other shades. I'm just taking my setting brush that I used to set my face at the beginning, and I'm just going over the edges of this look because it was getting kind of dark. This is also a trick for me to kind of tone down a look. If it's getting too high on the brow bone or if it's getting too dark, I will just take the brush that I use to set my face with, which is usually smaller. I use this one, which is the Real Techniques contour brush, or the e.l.f. blush brush. I really like the e.l.f. blush brush. I've had this one the longest, and it's such a good quality brush. It was really cheap, and it's just my favorite brush for like all purpose. And then I'm going to add my L'Oreal Amber Rush shade on my lid and do some eyeline and do my inner corner highlight. I'm using my NYX glitter primer under my eyeshadows because I have very hooded lids and this helps me keep pigmentation of all shimmer shades and glitter shades on my lid without them like blinking, being like, without it kind of being blinked away throughout the day. I'll kind of place that shadow down, and then I'll also kind of blend it out using the Sigma brush without any product on it. And honestly, because of my hooded lids, and since it's like summer and stuff, I really don't mind if my shimmer shade kind of goes into my crease. I feel like I've been noticing that that's like becoming a thing again, where people aren't scared to put shimmery or satin colors in their crease. It's definitely like a glowy thing that's been going on in the makeup community, but I've been embracing it, especially in like the front portion of my eyelid, because it helps to open it up, and then also since I have hooded lids, it kind of hides that part of my eye shape. Okay, I'm going to do my eyeliner. I'm using my NYX Slide On Glide On eye pencil in Golden Bronze on my lower lash line. And I haven't been doing my upper waterline lately because my eyes were just getting really dry from my allergies. And I feel like the more eyeliner I have in there, the more my eyes water, and it drives me crazy. And I kind of sloppily take the eyeliner in my lower lash line and my lower waterline and just leave it like that. And then I'll take just a smidgen up here at the outer corner of my eye to kind of give it some more depth. And then again, taking my L'Oreal Iced Latte shade on a densely packed fluffy brush, and going to dip that in there and pack that on my inner corner. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera and do the absolutely boring things and come back on here and show you the final look. So yeah, I'll be right back. And this is the final look. It's not perfect, so it's just something to like run my errands and run around the house. And yes, I'm leaving my hair this messy with a red lip because that's how I roll. I did my eyebrows with my ColourPop pomade in Cool Cocoa brow color, sorry, and my NYX tinted brow mascara in Espresso. I'm trying to do like the bushy soap brow thing, but this mascara I found, it works for right now, but I would like to get something that's a little bit more stiff, because this one doesn't set all the way. It kind of stays malleable and kind of not tacky, but tacky. So I actually ordered the Anastasia Beverly Hills clear brow gel, and I'm excited to use that because I've heard that's like hairspray for your brows, and that's exactly what I've been wanting. My eyebrows have gotten really, I kind of want them to get bushier. I've just been plucking like the inside area over here and then some like stray hairs that are like really far out of my brow area, and I've just been wanting like a bushier natural brow. I've just been kind of embracing my bushy brownness, and I've been wanting to like kind of brush them up after I fill them in to like kind of show off the longer hairs, and they initially will stay like that with this, but they won't stay like that all day, and that's what I want. I want them to stay that way on how I styled them. I want them to stay in that position, and this just doesn't do that. So again, this one isn't bad. I really like this one actually for quick brow days where I genuinely just want to throw on a brow and go. That one's nice for that, but when I want to do like a full bushy brow and I want them to stay in place, I really would like something that helps me do that. But I will say a new purchase that I got yesterday was this brow spoolie and whatever from Sonia Kashuk. This spoolie is so soft. It's softer than the one on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and this angled brush right here is amazing. I just used this to do my brows today with my pomade, and it was amazing. This spoolie is amazing. It's so soft and it blended it out so quickly, like, oh my god, game changing. I also set my face all over with my Hard Candy Matte Sheer Envy setting spray. It's not my favorite setting spray. I bought it to try it out and it was cheap. It just has a strange, it has a weird, it doesn't really smell like alcohol, but it also doesn't smell like a setting spray, or like, I don't know, it smells strange. I don't know what's in here, but it's not my favorite. It's okay. I don't know, it's whatever. I don't have any like serious thoughts about this, so yeah. And then the last thing that I recently bought, and this was total accident, I love the CoverGirl Supersizer mascara. It's amazing, and so I wanted to get like a black brown or like a brown shade, because I'm going into the fall months and I just felt like it was really appropriate and really nice. However, I accidentally picked up the CoverGirl Supersizer Big Curl, and y'all, when I opened this wand, my jaw about dropped. Get ready for this. I have a very large hand. That is the wand. It is so huge. I'm wearing it today. The color is great. The formula is great. The wand, I'm not too sure of. So y'all are like getting real close. But yeah, that is I don't know. I can't tell. I might go and see if I can buy again the one I normally use and just kind of use this one on top. I can't really decide yet. I'll let y'all know. I'll keep you updated. But yeah, this is the final look. I'm gonna go run my errands today. Thank you so much for listening to me word vomit to you for however long this video is gonna be. So far it's pretty long, but I'm gonna edit it down. Let me know down below, again, your favorite podcast, or if you've heard of these podcasts before and if you like them as well, let me know. Would love to talk about it. Let me know, again, if you're doing college and what classes you're doing, or if you're working and what you do for a living, because that's really fun for me to know or talk about. And yeah, also let me know down below if y'all have any recommendations. Again, word vomit everywhere. I've had 2 cups of coffee. I'm sorry. This is just what it is right now. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you staying if you've watched all the way through. Comment down below, like and subscribe if you'd like to. I would really love it if you did. So yeah, until next time, bye.